Hi Pisces. We have the card Unity coming through, which we had yesterday with another deck. Number 5, change, radical change. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. So here, Pisces, there seems to be an old way of doing things, perhaps more traditional, and you having your own way. It could have to do with spiritual healing, whatever downloads you're getting. You're rising right now to the light, and you're going through perhaps some pain, some sorrows, perhaps emotional up and downs. But here, we're asked to do the right thing for the right reason. So make sure that whatever you decide to do in this season of choice here, that it's not coming from a distorted perspective or perception, right? Because if it's coming from a temporary moment of sadness or emotional wound, it won't be the right reason, right? So we need to know, we need to really go deeper here and ask ourselves, what is it that truly is aligned with ourselves? You need to see what works for you. Whatever people say, and I see, other people here, you have balance. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time, there's no need to rush. So the decision doesn't need to, be made right now, tomorrow, right? So here, whatever people tell you, you can listen, you can hear, you can observe, but at the end of the day, you decide what works for you. You find the better solution. And this time you ask to step up. You have the Emperor. You're the one who is the decision maker. At the end of the day, the leader of a company, of whatever it is the one who makes the final choice, the final stamp, on what is it that is going to happen. So if you are finding yourself in a particular relationship or with other people, building a community, a mission, a project, you have to know that you have the power to decide and that your viewpoint is the most important. Don't get into self-doubt just because perhaps you're a little bit wavy, when it comes to your emotions. You have here, use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized, a firm but compassionate leader. So you know how to say, this is how it's going to be. You can say it calmly, grounded, but you should not put yourself, in the back seat. Right now you are in the driver's seat. Whatever lack of self-esteem or self-doubt you're feeling, you are asked to step up, because that will be the better solution here, the balanced solution. The Unity also has to do with, we have this old man here. It's wisdom. It's when you have found the balance between, the joy and the sorrow, between the good and the bad, between the duality, really. When we're getting into actually a Libra season in a week. So it's definitely going to be about that, not falling into extremes, but finding that neutral point that is the point of your soul, that is what your soul will guide you towards. And so here, as we are finishing Virgo season, use the logic and the structure and the grounding, the practical side of Virgo, which, gets organized, puts, perhaps write down, the tasks that you need to do, the routine, get into healthy routines here so that you can actually start to build whatever it is that you're building here. Now, You do have a windfall of money, advice, or assistance from others, a very successful project, a happy change in your career. Ace of Autumn, this is like an Ace of Pentacle. You are definitely starting something new. It's a new project, something very beautiful that you should not, let down, give up on. You have people that are going to be surrounding you. Again, you're going to have to be very cautious about who you're going to accept in your team, who you're going to be working with, the connections that you're going to, get into. Again, the advice that you're going to get, use discernment. Virgo also has to do with critical, with discernment. So don't use the criticism against yourself. Use it as you observe, other people, and don't, be gullible and just say, oh, that person might be, must be right, You have to stand your ground here because you have cautious but wise action, wise, wisdom, meticulous attention to detail. That's also Virgo. Kindness to others. So there is this kindness to others, even though perhaps you are not going to be on the same page, or you don't agree on a few things. You need to follow through with what you feel for you is the best for you, what works for you. Okay, but here there seems to be good advice as well, so don't close yourself off. It could be beneficial, but yeah, we see abundance, a windfall of money coming through. Just this becoming worth your while. Whatever you're putting in, the energy you're putting into right now is worth it, Pisces, okay? And now you have a Three of Summer, which is again calling to, all those people around you. Three of Cups energy, news worth celebrating. Announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births, friends you cherish, okay? So a lot of people, we saw this in the last reading also yesterday. Very interesting how everything is unfolding, but I feel that there is going to be support here. It's just that, remember, the best support is you for yourself, because we have here coming through, when it comes to emotional comfort. Look at this beautiful card. Emotional comfort. So what is your emotional comfort, Pisces? Where do you find it? Because here you have accept the seasons of your heart, pain. Accepting. That doesn't mean that you drown in it and you just stay in your life miserable and like a victim. You start to realize what is your own responsibility when it comes to your emotions. What is it? What is being triggered in a particular situation? Love or otherwise. What is it? What is coming from your past? Why do you see patterns repeating when it comes to you perhaps feeling unworthy of love? Because here your joy is your sorrow unmasked is coming through. Joy and sorrow. Like, again, this unity coming through again, where you have this coin and there are two sides, but it's the same coin. So perhaps you have found yourself sometimes, if you have gone into deep meditation, finding that you have bursts of joy followed by, crying, or bursts of pain. And then if you stay with it, it transforming itself into light and a heart vibration. So it's very interesting how you're learning now the technologies of love. What is love? And the love for yourself, but truly calling to this emotional comfort. What makes you feel safe and good? Right, Pisces? Because here you have past life, present power. Past life, present power. So it feels that whatever you are, your mission here, whatever you're thinking of doing, you are more powerful than you think. Perhaps you feel you don't have the skills, you haven't learned those skills this lifetime, but this is showing that in past lives you have. And so here you have a present power. Also, your past life, or whatever in your past in this life has happened, those, you know, sorrows, those pains have brought you this present power. We saw the tiger, the power, very strongly yesterday. And so just know that you're being empowered every single moment of those emotional wave here. Now, you're really asked to, and pushed, I would say, by the universe in this reading, to rise to your light, Pisces. Because here you have the light that lingers becomes a shadow to another light, freedom. If you linger if you don't let the light come through, Pisces, if you don't let yourself be free, and that comes from the inside. It's not being free, you know, living alone, not being in a partnership, seeing a partnership like a prison. No, the freedom is within, Pisces. You also have personal freedom unleashed, rebirth. Perhaps you're understanding what that means. What is true freedom? Freedom. Perhaps it's when you get out of the thoughts and you bathe in the light. That is when you empty. When you simply empty yourself in the moment, in a snap. You will feel it, Pisces. It's an experiential thing. Don't believe me. Again, it's something that you will experience if you consciously empty. And it's not complicated. It's actually effortless when you let go of everything, especially yourself. The light will start to rise and you will find this freedom. You are experiencing this rebirth at this time. And that means that you're going beyond yourself. You're not in the protective mode of the ego, which is more masculine. You're going towards the feminine, which has to do with going beyond herself. The feminine energy, which is in both of us. We have both, the feminine and the masculine, again, that we need to balance here, where you go beyond any self-doubt, any ego, any identification with what you perceive as yourself, and you rise from that because you let go. And when you actually let go, you can truly give of yourself, because it's not conditional. It's not I'm giving to you, for example, in a partnership, in a relationship, I'm giving to you, but you know, I'm expecting love back, for example. What is that kind of love, right? So is that coming from insecurity again? Are you still in that level, or are you rising above that? So it is when you give of yourself that you truly give. Giving. When you give of yourself that you truly give. That's interesting to ponder, Pisces. How do we give of ourselves? It's when we're able to let go of ourselves. We're not holding on to ourselves. So it's only when we go beyond that we're able to truly give unconditionally. And that could be this technology of love, again, that you are experiencing, that you are learning. You have sing and dance together and be joyous. We have marriage on the table as well. And as you saw before, we saw announcements such as weddings. So that could be in your vicinity, a friend, or whichever. You could find yourself in that situation. Or it could be also in your energy, you know. It could be for you, perhaps not just now, but perhaps coming. But there is beautiful love here. Now, are you able to navigate your emotions when it comes to that? Now, finally, before we get into our tarot here, you got a masculine, divine masculine coming through, and I have some twin flame cards that we will look at as well. Fatherhood and the divine masculine. And then here, the masculine twin, releasing lower self. So in this particular relationship, there's someone, a masculine, that is releasing their lower vibrations, frequencies, which could have to do with identification with their ego, identification with, the sexual chakra, identification with, lower emotions, like, feeling, not feeling safe, or dealing with abandonment issues. And of course, in the twin flame journey, that also reflects on you, Pisces, because both of you are learning that. So here, perhaps someone is becoming a father. Perhaps, we saw births as well. Perhaps there are births coming through. The Emperor also has to do with an Aries energy. We'll see what comes through with the tarot. But yeah, there is a commitment, there is a sense of family, there is something here, a stabilization that is happening. There is definitely a need for that as well. Because here we see that Pisces, you are integrating multidimensional healing. You're definitely healing a lot here. Because you're reprogramming your soul. Release, raise, and reclaim. What are you releasing? What are you raising? And what are you claiming in your life? The power that you are. Raising the light, and the light will be your power, and releasing all those limited perceptions from the past. Whatever doesn't feel comfortable to you, Pisces. We saw emotional comfort before. Whatever doesn't feel comfortable within you means that it's not aligned. It's not the truth, Pisces. It's trying to protect you. It's fear. It's fear. When you radiate light, when you radiate love, there's only that, Pisces. So we are definitely, there's this, again, those two extremes that really need to, there's one that we need to empower. And which one will you choose, Pisces? It's so important right now. And so here you have personal empowerment, High Priest, the High Priestess here. And again, this freedom card, rebirth, personal freedom unleashed. So you are unleashing your power because you're understanding your lower emotions, and you are also understanding they are not yours, they are not you. They are accumulations of experiences, they are emotions or energies, energy blockages, accumulation of that. But you, who are you, Pisces? You're a virgin. Virgo has to do with the virgin. We are purificating right now. Mercury retrograde. We can't talk. And actually we have so many other planets retrograde. I talked about that yesterday, Pisces. That's bringing us into a review time. It's like everything's going a bit slower, But doesn't mean that you shouldn't be organizing, doing your stuff. But remember that there is also a reflection that is happening from the external world. The external world is showing you what is happening inside. Okay? So let's get into your tarot here. Yeah, before finishing here with the oracles, we had the vision of one lends not its wings to another. Teaching. You're supposed to teach, Pisces. There's something very important that you're learning, like we saw yesterday. But also remember that what you have to teach, or what you feel is your experience, is not for everybody. There are some people that are not ready to listen or to perceive as you perceive, especially if you are in this twin flame. Perhaps you cannot force the masculine, right? But they are awakening, we can see that. So all you can really do is teach by example, by living example, by being you the light, by you rising beyond abandonment issues, beyond insecurities. So you are to live this higher frequency, and not care so much about if they are going to be following you or whatever. That's up to the universe, up to them. But there is here an unleashing of your power, but it's unleashing the other as you're doing so, right? So it's a refocusing internally. Let's see, Pisces. There's many cards. We have Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillments by yourself. Yeah, you have options. Two of Pentacles here. By the way, Pisces, I just wanted to let you know I'm still, this week I'm a little bit in the transition. That's why I haven't been able to do all the other signs weeklies. But by next week I'll be actually settled here. So we'll get back into the rhythm. But yeah, we have reunion here, Three of Cups. Again, confirming the other Three of Cups. So definitely reunion with friends, with people that you know, you feel good with. It could be also with a particular person. But yeah, let's see. Let's get into it. Two of Pentacles coming through again. Yeah, Six of Swords, Pisces. You're going towards common waters. There could be travel involved here. Yeah. The Lovers underneath. Soulmate energy, having to do with the choice as well. This dual energy we've been seeing. The twin is definitely coming through. So in this particular relationship, you guys are going towards common waters. We see 3 swords on the left, 3 swords on the right. The 3 of swords normally, you know, is the pain, the sorrow. But both of you have probably met as twin flames because both of you have had those wounds, those pains when it comes to the heart. But uniting, we see this unity, this reunion with the 3 of Cups, you know, coming into union is you healing those aspects of your heart. Pisces, please. The Hermit, contemplation. Definitely find those times alone, a little bit of solitude here and there. You need to recharge. You're integrating a lot, Pisces, emotionally. Yeah, we have the 2 of Cups coming through, especially if you are going into reunion with someone, with your twin, with your soulmate, intense relationship here. You're going to have to adapt now. You know, you've been probably used to be a hermit, being only in your energy, you know, in the extreme way. Now you learning to balance that and to keep that as well, this center, as you're dealing with another energy in your vicinity. Yeah, the Hangman. So you could be feeling perhaps that things are stagnating a little bit. That could have to do with, you know, the planets in retrograde, also that are a little bit slowing down, you know, the speed of, you know, how we would want things to go. So we need to learn patience here. This has to do with also changing your perspective about a particular situation. Like we saw yesterday, you know, you could be seeing everything in dark. Remember, there's always the other side. Which one are you choosing? Yeah, 2 of Cups, alliance here. A need to choose the light in this situation. Needing to choose the perception that is higher than the emotion. Because the emotion will drive you into the past. Here we're asked to go higher, to wake up, to see. As you turn around, turn the cup, you might see that everything actually is okay. That things are going into, you know, more stability, more calm, more serenity, more harmony here. But there's a need to change the perspective here. Perhaps you also changing your perspective on love in general. You know, we saw technology of love. So again, what is a relationship? What is emotion? What is love? What is true love? You know, what is showing love? All of those things. That was quick. Ace of Wands, so passionate new beginning here. You have, again, travel indicated here with an 8 of Wands. Passionate messages as well. So there's movement here. Now we see an Ace of Wands. This is a passionate new beginning, divinely guided. Taking action here. We have a 5 of Wands underneath. That could be the drama, all the people around. That could be competition. And we're seeing here 5 of Swords, which is conflict. Mental conflict also. 5, 5. 5 is very important. Remember, we started with that card. 5. And that had to do with, you know, needing to balance all the points of views that you're going to get from other people. needing to see through why are they saying this thing or that thing. Are they trying to hinder your progress, or not getting paranoid by trying to see where are they coming from. But also this could be an internal conflict, where you're battling with your own self, with your own mind here. But what we see is a new beginning. So when you're able to let go, perhaps also, all this internal conflict, all of this comparing yourself, feeling unworthy, all this drama, all this ego stuff, the mind, all that stuff is pushing you toward this new beginning. So that's very interesting, Pisces, to see that creates the movement forward. So learn to accept the sorrow, the pain, because if you have a bigger perspective, you change your perception of the moment. You can probably see that it's bringing you into a whole new way of seeing this rebirth, this freedom, this internal freedom here. Eight of Cups, change. I mean, it's all over the place here on your spread. And you have a Seven of Pentacles. Patience, Pisces. You're planting the seeds. That could be a walking away here. Walking away from all of this Five of Wands and Five of Swords that we just saw here. Walking away from this conflict, Pisces, so that you can start to plant this stability in your life. Perhaps this commitment here. I'm going to ask about this Eight of Cups. Yeah, King of Wands. Getting to your power. That's the change. Instead of hindering your own power, of putting yourself down, you are supposed to rise to the light that you are, Pisces. Yeah, Seven of Swords. This is being your worst enemy, trying to escape your own self, Pisces. Walking away from your from your shadow. That exactly that, and all the shady stuff that is around you in your life as well. Getting that clarity, because you're taking the power here. More about this Eight of Cups. Oops. Yeah, the Moon. All the subconscious fears. It's huge right now what you're going through. Yeah, you need stability, strength. That is what you need. As you're going through this emotional turmoil, you need strength to navigate those waves, because this is illusion, the Moon. All the illusions you've been carrying around emotionally that have hindered you, have hindered your progress, have really brought so much conflict in your life. Again, needing to change your perspective on you. We saw that a few readings ago. The fears, Pisces. Putting the light upon that. Six of Cups. Childish. Yeah, it's also growing up. You're learning to grow up here. You're learning a lot about yourself. The childhood wounds. That's what you are putting a light upon. The transformation. We have the Scorpio here. Rebalancing, we have the Chariot movement. As you're able, Pisces, to rise above your own illusions. This is also the soulmate energy, Six of Cups. So, calling to this particular relationship for those who resonate with that. But at the end of the day, the relationship is not the problem. It's just what is important. What I'm reading here is you. What you are going through, and what you need to change or see deeper, so that you can actually go forward here and feel safe. The Chariot has to do with Cancer energy. Balancing the two horses, the balance within you, which will bring the balance in your life. the balance between the shadow and the light. That means that you're able to not, you're able to embrace your shadow. That's the thing. You don't put it down. When the light shines upon it, it brings the shadow at the surface, so those two can be in equilibrium. That's the truth of it. The two sides of the one coin. So when you have the light and the shadow embraced at the same time, there's a completion, a unity that starts to happen within you. And that's the reality of who we are, the integration. Because if we are always like, oh, I'm just light, and I don't want to see the shadow, that's wrong. I mean, that's being the Seven of Swords. It's, escaping your own self. So here, when you see what is going on, you see it, but you don't believe it, because the light shines brighter, and that helps you rise. When you rise, you can see from above the truth, and so then you can see with new eyes. Okay, Pisces? So I hope this was helpful. I love you so much. I will see you very soon. Take care.